Hello, everybody. My name is Lori Beulah, and I'm your local realtor from Real Living Volpini Realty Group. And over the past several weeks, I've been talking about mostly to buyers about the home buying process and all that happens. And I'm going to get back to that next week. But today, I have Marisa Volpini. Her and Rick are the brokers of Real Living Volpini Realty, and they are celebrating an anniversary this month, going on 40 years in the real estate business. So thank you for agreeing to talk with me, Marisa.
Oh, you're welcome, Lori.
And I just want to say that I've always known Marisa because she's very well known, very popular, and we kind of ran in the same circles, but I didn't know her personally until 8 years ago. My husband and I bought our second house, and she was our real estate agent. And she found this house, although don't tell my husband because he's going to think he found the house. That's how he tells the story. But there was like a list of houses that we were going to see, but the house that we were currently in was not on that list. And you said, you know what, I want to show you this house on this street. And I was like, okay, let's check it out. And we saw it, fell in love with it, and we've been here 8 years. So that's how I met Marisa personally. And then that's when I decided that I would love to get in the business of real estate. So you inspired me.
Well, thank you, Lori. You are so sweet. I loved you from the very first time I seen you and Jerry, your husband, and the girls. It was a pleasure to show you homes and introduce you to the real estate family.
Yeah.
And I am so happy that you decided to come and work with me in our company. So you have been a blessing ever since.
Oh,
and
thank you.
I truly love you and enjoy you.
Oh, we love you too.
Thank you. And you wanted me to give you a little bit of background information about how I came about to get into the real estate business.
Yeah.
Well, I came from Italy in 1970. And my husband was a carpenter, and it looked like every time we turned around, there was never enough money to get to the next paycheck. So I'm sure a lot of people could relate to that. And, so I was looking to get into a business or get a job like the rest of the country.
Right.
However, I had 3 children, one after another. And I couldn't afford a babysitter. My family were in Italy. So finally, when my last one went to school, I decided to go into real estate. And there was a language barrier because I never went to school for English. But I signed up for YSU, and I go ahead. I was accepted, and I took my classes. And next thing I knew, I was able to get my state test and was able to make it through and get my license.
Wow.
That was the best day of my life because for the first time I felt an accomplishment. I felt like, wow, I wasn't just a wife and a mother. I was somebody that, has a mind of her own. And
right.
I could actually do this. And I to make it. So that really was the best time after having my children. It was the best time of my life. And I was so excited to go and sell a house and just start showing homes. And the problem was I didn't know anyone.
Oh, wow.
Coming from Italy, I didn't have no sphere of influence.
Right.
So I didn't know what to do, but I did what everybody else told me to do. Work phone times, work open houses, and then the buyers will come. That is true. However, we had a little bit of a problem. In 1981, the rates were 20%.
Oh my God.
So when I answered the phone, guess what? nobody called. There was nobody calling. So when I went to open houses, guess what? Nobody came through the open houses. So I will work every Sunday, the open houses. I will work every phone duty because all the smart realtors were leaving, going to Florida, and they were not going to stick around.
Yeah.
The mills closed.
Yeah.
So they kept saying this is a ghost town. And here I am in the middle of this upside down world in Youngstown, Ohio.
Yeah.
I tried to learn the language and the terminology of the country and everything that comes with the real estate. And I had no customers coming through that I could connect with. Actually, I have to say, it was times where I was so tired that I would actually fall asleep by the phone because nobody called. But one day, one day, I got a call. I got a call from a businessman in this area, and he asked me, I saw this house in the Homes Guide. Would you show it to me? I said to myself, would I? Of course I'm going to show it to you. Of course, I didn't say that to him. I said, what time would you like to see it? 11 o'clock. Well, I showed him the house, which was $200,000 house. And when they came through the house, they fell in love with it, purchased, made an offer. Of course, my broker helped me because I was just getting started. And they said, we also have a house we like to sell. And would you like to get that listed for us? I said, would I? Of course. I can't wait to list your house and sell. So then the following week, I got somebody through my open house and they bought it.
Wow.
And 2 weeks after that, I started getting people through the open houses. And next thing I know, I'm making connections and they're buying and they're listing, and the rest is history. I never stopped since going on 40 years.
Wow.
So the moral of the story is that even through bad times, with the rates being so high, we found a way to do renegotiable rates, to do balloon financing. We did all kind of creative financing between the buyer, the seller, and the lender, and everybody was wanting to work together. And I have to tell you, I had a great year that year. I was able to help my husband. And a little bit at a time, we start coming out of there. Coming out of the hole we were in. We went through all of our nest egg, the rest of the people. And then, of course, in 2001, we had the 9/11, when, everything, again, our world came down again, and everybody was scared, and everybody had fear that the market, the real estate market, would be, not recuperating from it. However, that did not happen. The market rebounded, and it was not as good as before, but we still did good. We did good until we got the next pandemic in 2008, where 50,000 people died. The stock market fell, and nobody knew what was going to happen. So everybody, pretty much, they felt like everybody didn't want to go into the market and purchase a home or put the house on the market because nobody knew what was going to happen with the future. And that is usually what kills a real estate market, is how the people feel about what's going to happen. People can see a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, and they are encouraged, and they will come out and start looking for homes and put homes on the market. But then, of course, the market again came around, and it has been great ever since 2010. Ever since, we've been doing fantastic until this year with
Yeah.
the pandemic of coronavirus. The only
Mm-hmm.
thing I could tell everyone is this too shall pass.
Yeah.
Okay. As a matter
Mm-hmm.
of fact, we're starting to see already buyers are getting real antsy to call us to schedule
Mm-hmm.
appointments.
Mm-hmm.
We have to do it diligently. We wear our mask, our gloves, our booties before
Mm-hmm.
we go through these homes.
Mm-hmm.
And we always put safety first
That's right.
or anything else for us and for our
Mm-hmm.
customers. But
Mm-hmm.
there's been sellers right now that are also very antsy and putting their homes on the market.
Right.
We have been calling and just starting right now, we're starting to see where
Mm-hmm.
reports are coming out and this market will pick up. And I believe we will land this year better than we started. And actually is gonna, I believe we'll have a record year in
Mm-hmm.
real estate because
Mm-hmm.
usually this is what happens.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as being nervous about the changes over the years,
Uh-huh.
it feels like you're on a roller coaster. One
Yeah.
minute you're screaming, one minute you're feeling, oh, you're feeling great. Oh, and then the roller coaster goes back up and
Right.
fantastic. And when it comes down, you feel like you're losing your breath.
Right.
I am not going to tell you that I didn't lose my breath at times. And I
Right.
have to kneel down and pray the Lord and make
Yeah.
sure He provided, and He does. He
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
And through the years, I have to say, I only could say that is the best job that I could have ever had in my life. And
Mm-hmm.
I believe this is a great career for anybody that's thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
That really it is very rewarding.
It is.
Very rewarding.
Yeah.
Feel like you're accomplishing something.
Yes. Yep.
When you put a buyer and a seller together where everybody is happy, the
Mm-hmm.
seller get what they want and the buyer get what they want.
Yes.
And you're in the middle and the people are so appreciative.
Yeah.
And we have made so many friends
Mm-hmm.
through this business. I would
Mm-hmm.
never change it for the world. And I would never do anything else but
Yeah. Yeah. I wish I would have done it sooner because it is all those things you just said, like up the hill and then down and all over the place. But really, the rewarding part for me is especially first-time home buyers, and especially the buyers who said, "I will never be able to buy a house." And when I give them the keys to their new house, that is so rewarding. It's rewarding for them. And a lot of them, there has been generational renting. And they are the first ones to own. So now they have broken that off of their family. So now there's going to be ownership from this person on. That is huge. That's huge for me. I absolutely love it.
It's awesome, and it's really, like I say, it's a great business to get into.
Mm-hmm.
It does take a lot of time, so it's not like as easy as some people may think.
Right.
You do have to adjust your schedule, but you still have to take time off. I recommend that all the agents would take 1 day a week off for their family because that comes first. And but other than that, if you are willing to serve the buyers and sellers and you're willing to put in the time, this is the best business that anybody could ever have.
Yep.
And if you are contemplating in looking into real estate classes or getting into this business, feel free to call me or Lori, and we'll be glad to help you in every way we can to get you started and get your license. And hopefully you'll be part of our team and working with us.
Right. And what we say at Volpini is that we're more than a team, we're a family. because this business is competitive. That's just part of it. But we're still able to do it in a family-like environment. We're not cutthroat there.
No.
There's enough business out there for everybody.
Yeah.
And so we are competing against each other, but at the same time, we're family. So that's a uniqueness of it.
Yes, and that's what we are enjoying. And we love each and every one of the agents like family, and we try to help any way we can.
Yeah, you do. You do a good job at that. So thank you. What else? Is there like a final thought? Let's see, you covered really everything that I wanted to ask you. Is there a final thought? So to the sellers out there, what would you say to the sellers?
Sure. To the sellers right now, I would tell them this is the best time to put your house on the market. Because right now you don't have a lot of properties to compete with. So your house will not compete with too many other homes on the market. So what that means is that you're able to get a lot more for your house than you would if there's like a choice of 10 other homes.
Exactly.
And on the buyer side, I can tell you, even if you're going to be paying a little bit more for a house that you really, really like, the good news is this is the best time ever in the last 40 years. I've never seen the interest rate being 1% or 2%.
Wow. Right.
I mean, when I just told you, 20% is when I started.
Right.
So right now it's fantastic. Everybody that has a good credit, they don't need a lot of down payment. There's all kinds of loan officers that can make things that could be very creative.
Yeah.
As long as you have a good credit and a little bit of money, start by buying your first home and build on it. And if you are reselling your home, this is the time to do it. And this way you could get the equity from the home where you at and apply it to maybe a little bit nicer home in a nicer neighborhood.
Yeah.
And that does, it will increase someday your cash flow, your investment. So I would recommend everybody to think about it and see what they could do, because this is the time.
Yeah.
Good.
All right. So you heard it, everybody, from the expert, going on 40 years in the business. And she's been through it all, seen it all, and she's still landed on her feet, still in business. And she says she did it all by praying and asking the Lord to help her. And he did. He totally did. Yeah, he does. Absolutely. He does. Well, thank you so much, Marisa. And so I'm hoping that, we'll get some calls from people, because I do have 2 people just this week that contacted me and said, I'm sitting around at home. I could be doing my real estate classes online and get that done, so that when we're open back up, then I can hit the ground running. So so this is a great time. So I believe you. I think we're gonna end the year stronger than we started, and it'll probably end up being one of the best years that we've had.
I believe so, Lori.
I believe
Thank you for asking me.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, and I appreciate you. Yeah, and I appreciate you giving me my start, and I'm having so much fun. So I'm really happy that we had this opportunity to talk, and so everybody can hear your story. But before we go, I just want to make sure I mention that we have a full office in Boardman. And we also have an office in Trumbull County. And so combined, we serve the Mahoning, Columbiana, and Trumbull counties. And also 2 very great milestones. One is you are licensed in the state of Pennsylvania. So we can do business in PA now. And we just opened an office in Cleveland, and there's going to be more information to come about that in the coming weeks and months when we're opening back up the country. But over the years, Marisa has just accomplished all of this. And a lot of the biggest years that she's had has been during a recession or a pandemic.
So we are going to be doing good.
Yes, yep. So I have every confidence that this will pass and
Yes.
we will be better and stronger on the other side of it.
Well said.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you so much. And looking forward to getting back out there. I'm still selling. I'm showing some houses this afternoon, and people are still listing and buying. So I'm glad about that. And we will be safe, like you said.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Good.
So thank you for being here, for doing this.
Very good.
All right. All right. Have a good rest of your Saturday. Bye-bye.
Thank you.